Hello, this is Casey from your Asian Auto Service. Today we're doing RS door panel conversion. If you have a door panel that looks somewhat like this and you want to do the RS door panel, make sure that you buy a good panel. Do not buy the ones that are not pre-cut. Buy one that is a pre-cut door panel that has fiberboard in it so that it won't rot like this if it gets wet. There's supposed to be a plastic liner behind this that exposes or that protects this. Make sure that liner goes back in place. And I'll show you that later on in the video. We'll try to move through this rather quickly. If you get the pre-cut panels, they're actually pretty nice. They have pre-cut holes, so and it's easy to deal with. It's soft leather, it's easy to cut. Years past, when you'd buy just a flat door panel, they probably still sell them, and you have to cut all the holes. It's worth the extra money. Buy the ones that are pre-cut. No measuring, you get it right, you're gonna have a great looking job at the end of it. Step one, take the plastic clips that were either in your door or provided in the kit and transfer them into this. They just pop and turn in, okay, and that's it. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put the door up in place, like so. And I think some of the instructions, read your instructions, some of them tell you not to pop it in and just use that to line up. Hey, if you're doing this by yourself, pop it in. You just see me pop it out and pop it back in. It's not hard to do. The next thing you're gonna do is take a 3/8 or 10mm drill bit, and you're gonna drill through the door and mark your holes for your handle. That's step one. Make sure that you're not leaning into this door and putting all your weight into this limitation strap. Probably before you do step one, before you do anything, this window, roll it up. Step two, did you roll the window up? Step three, is the window rolled up? Okay? Because when you drill the hole, if you go through and the window's down, guess what happened? You just broke your window. Window's up. Okay. So now, you're gonna use a 3/8 or equivalent drill bit. Actually, they say 10mm is what you're supposed to use. 3/8 is fine. You can buy these door panels off of eBay or some other place like Automotion or some place like that. And just remember, you're not trying to tear up your new door panel, you're just marking where you're going to drill, okay? And then they're going to put in these things called jack nuts. You got to love anything that's called jack nuts. All right, pop it off, lay it to the side. Now, clear where my marks are at, here and here. So I'm going to drill my hole. Start getting close to the end of the drill. Don't put a lot of pressure on it. Let it do its thing. It'll pull itself through. That way you're not, boom, going to the outside skin. That's important because, you know, I don't know how long, I have a short drill bit. If you have one that's 12 inches long, you're going to hit the end of the door. You don't want to do that. So here's the other mark. See how I'm going to release pressure a little bit. Let it finish walking the rest of the way. All right. Next step is to put these, I call jack nuts. They look similar to something you'd put in sheetrock. And what this does is as you put this in the hole and as you tighten the bolt, these collapse and provide a lot of back support. 4 little fingers of back support. Okay, pop that in. That was a 3/8 drill bit, by the way. And then these go in place. Actually, you get this nifty little tool. You want these little bulbs here to be towards the jack nut, okay? This is how you're going to stabilize the jack nut until it's locked in place. Okay, I don't have the right size socket. Hold on just a second, let me get the right size socket. Okay, so now I skipped a little bit, already installed one jack nut. So you can see how this thing assembles right here. So you have your install bolt here, this threads into that, and as this tightens up, this shortens this and expands those. Okay, so sort it in the hole, got my quick little wrench. That's it. Now that is installed and expanded. is done. So now that you've installed your jack nuts, you've also went ahead and installed our handle. There's a little plastic clip that you pop that out and you put this bolt. Make sure the bolt goes down and the nut comes up from the bottom. Otherwise, the linkage will get caught up. You want this handle to go back just a tad, about like that, okay? Now, next thing you do, this is a plastic that the door panels came wrapped in. This is also can be used as a vapor barrier. It's included in it for that purpose. Take your old door panel, lay it down on top of the plastic and trim it out, all right? Get you some 3M spray adhesive or Loctite, whatever. You're just gonna lightly coat where your plastic's gonna go. And you can see where it was. So it's not hard to follow the line where it was. Give that a couple minutes to tack while you cut out your panels from plastic. Once you have that all set and that's tacking up, you can see we've skipped a little bit here. We've already cut our panel out to size, and we've made our speaker holes. And we're putting this in place now. If it doesn't stick at first, give it a second, let it tack. Start from the top, work your way down to the bottom. If you didn't trim it right, when you get the panel up there, you can go back and trim around it with a razor blade ever so neatly. You got quite enough glue. Okay, now that that's done, make a little spot for our handle here. Push that through. Okay. And our window switches. And if you buy the panels, like I said, buy the ones that are pre-cut or perforated, basically. If you'll order the reinforcement bezels, a lot of times that's an add-on for the window switches. Go ahead and order those with it, and they'll put them in the door panel for you. So when and they're already pre-inserted and everything. These are reinforcements for the door panel. It's worth it. It's an extra 20 bucks or something. Spend the money. It's worth it. Otherwise, next time you pull a door switch out of it, it may take some of the panel with it, or you start getting some wear around it. Factory one has them, so they did it for a reason. Okay, so now I got my window switches cut. So the next thing you're gonna do is prep your door panel, all right, for your accessories. And what I would recommend, one of the first things that you do is, if you have this style door lock, push it into it like that and make it stick up, and then go around with your razor blade. Remember what your mom told you, cut away from yourself. All right, and you're just gonna cut out that inside panel piece for the lock, okay? Here I'm cutting towards myself. All right. And I usually do this on a bench, but for instructional purposes, I'm trying to do this so you can see it, so you get the idea, okay? Go ahead and cut your panel. Go ahead and cut your speaker hole. Fit your speaker. If you have a speaker surround, it will mount to it. On the back side of this, it will mount like that, and then your speaker will go on the front like that. So you can go ahead and assemble all of that now onto the door panel, speaker and all, so that all you got to do is plug your wires in, okay? And then once you have that completed, then you're ready to set your door panel. I'm going to pause here and go ahead and assemble this stuff and cut my panel, then we'll pick it up again.